And ladies and gentlemen, we are back to the channel where we talk about everything US markets, US headlines, and we make it fun. So here we are. For today's topics, we're going to talk about everything US markets, and we're going to break it down in the TradingView ticker. Let me show you, for example, we'll be breaking it down in TradingView as well. Bum, bum, bum. We'll be doing a lot of tickers, a lot of chart patterns, a lot of indicators. We'll be doing some of the earnings, profits, revenue. Okay. Yeah. So to get started here, some of the topics we will talk about today are drum roll. We have Apple. Why are we talking about Apple? Because Apple acquired a video editing company called Motion VFX. Also, we're going to talk about Amazon. Why Amazon? Because Amazon is jumping out with 1 hour and 3 hour shipping, ultra fast. Yes. Also, another one that we're going to talk about is NVDA. Why NVIDIA? Because, for example, look at this one. NVIDIA is talking about putting orbital data centers in space. So yeah, they're talking about the Vera Rubin Space Home Module for space mission, and also we'll be talking about we'll be talking about NVIDIA because they are restarting their manufacturing for the China chips, the H200, the H200. Also, we're going to be looking at Qualcomm. Why Qualcomm? Because Qualcomm, well, they're one of the largest makers of smartphone processors, and they plan to buy back 20 billion worth of shares, and it's raising their quarterly cash dividends. So that's Qualcomm. Also, we're going to take a look at MasterCard because MasterCard is acquiring stablecoin startup BVNK in its $1.8 billion bet on future payments. Yes. Also, we're going to look a little bit into Uber. Uber invested 500 million in Argentina over the next 3 years. Okay. And also Meta. We've talked about Meta quite a bit, but Meta is launching their desktop app to bring its AI agent onto personal devices. For example, they acquired Manus, and Manus is launching their desktop app. Also, Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav is set to receive up to 887 million. Okay, and we'll break that down. Again, this is not a script. This is all my notes. I take copious amounts of time to look at all these notes, so there you are. And Lululemon, we'll talk about them a little bit because they gave weak sales and earnings forecast for 2026, but it beat the expectations for the fourth quarter. It's an interesting one to look at. Also, Eli Lilly dropped about 6% after a downgrade, and also we're going to be taking a look at Micron and Jabil. Micron stock is up 62%, and Jabil, for example, where is Jabil also benefited. We'll talk about Jabil because they are an electronics component maker, and they're also benefiting from all the data centers and things. So a lot to cover, and let's get started. Let's go deeper into, for example, Apple right here. Dun, dun, dun. So again, Apple acquired video editing company Motion VFX, and what is Motion VFX? Let me give you that one right here. There we go. Just to give you an idea. Bang. Here we go. What is Motion VFX? It's a premier developer of high quality plugins, templates, and visual effects, primarily for Final Cut Pro, Motion, and DaVinci Resolve. It offers thousands of ready-to-use motion graphics, transitions, titles, and 3D tools that allow editors to create professional-grade visual effects and speed up workflows. And Apple just acquired them. It's a Polish startup that has tools that work with Apple's Final Cut Pro editing suite, and the acquisition will help Apple to attract more subscribers to its recently announced Creator Studio bundle. Okay, and as we go over here, yeah, you'll see VFX. VFX offers packages starting at $29 a month for editing. And so let's take a look at Apple. Dun, dun, dun. Here's the 1-day chart. Let's look at AAPL. AAPL. Here we are. Here we go. Let me adjust this a little bit. Hold on, let me reload this. Give me 1 second. APL. Okay, here we go. APL. And let me adjust the timings on this a little bit. Okay, here's Apple. One of the first things I want to talk to you about is the relative strength index, the RSI. So right here, boom, boom, boom. This is the RSI right here. Right here, RSI is sitting here at about 40, for example, right there you can see behind me about 40. And the relative strength index is basically based on the history. And you'll have the numbers, for example, right here, 70 and 30, right there behind me. 70 and 30, these are basically what they call overbought and oversold. And what does that really mean? For example, when it gets to the 70 line, you're thinking, hey, it might be overbought, it might correct and come down. Now, when it comes to the 30 line, you're thinking, hey, it might be oversold and actually come back up. But again, this is just a guide, and it's just, it can go way overbought or way oversold before it ever market corrects. See, actually right down here, it goes all the way down to 18. Goes down to 18 before market corrects and comes back up. So again, and it can do that for a while. Let me show you another one. If you go over here, right here, right there, it's overbought right there. It stays overbought for several days. Actually stays over, let's see. Yeah, stays overbought for many days right there before it ever market corrects and comes down. For all of you joining, welcome. This is a channel where we talk about everything U.S. markets, U.S. headlines. We make it fun, interesting, and we're not here to sell you anything. So you can breathe. Just enjoy the show. If you have a question about a ticker or something, let me know. Right now, we're just breaking down Apple because it's in the news right now. And yeah, let's do this. Okay, done. So that's the relative strength index. A little bit now, just a little brief touch on the MACD, moving average convergence divergence, which is right here. You'll see that. Just to make it super basic at the beginning here, you have the blue line, which crosses the signal line right here. The blue line is the MACD. When it crosses going up right there, you will see right here the chart pattern go up, right? And then right, where is it? For example, when he crosses, for example, right here, for example, right there, it'll cross going down, crosses the signal line going down. You have the downward chart pattern right there, okay? That's keeping it super simple, super basic, but we'll get more specific with that later on. I just wanted to introduce it, yes. Welcome everyone who's joining. We're breaking down Apple right now on the fun educational channel, everything U.S. markets. And let's go up to the chart patterns right here. Chart patterns are actually kind of fun, or they can be fun. If you're looking here at Apple, you'll notice one thing as I spread this out, zoom out, you see right here how the RSI is pretty neutral right there. It's also the price chart right here is pretty neutral as well, or consolidating, or very continuing the invisible ceiling, invisible floor, if you will. That's very. Then if you go over here, one thing I want you to see is the first little chart pattern is the upside down head and shoulders, or you can say the reverse head and shoulders, right here, okay, and right here, and right here. Boom. So reverse head and shoulders, and then you get the breakout, right? Dun. Bam. Right there, yes. Yeah. So sometimes, why do I say a breakout? Because sometimes these chart patterns do not have a breakout. They just have a pattern and that's it. Okay, so bear that in mind. And then let me show you some more over here. Okay. And sometimes I'll show you this, but oftentimes you have the double top and then it gets reversed by the double bottom. Those things balance each other out. In this case, a lot of times the head and shoulders gets balanced out by the reverse head and shoulders. Let me show you what I mean. Here we go. Right here's the head, and then here's the left shoulder, and it's almost similar to the other one. You see how right there's the head, left shoulder, right shoulder, and then it comes down, and then it gets reversed by a reverse head and shoulders. So that's what I mean. And then right here, let's see. Anyway, we can spend more time with other tickers on chart patterns, but I just want to introduce those to you right now. Here's another one. You can see when you spread these out, it's easier to see them. Here's your head, here's your left, here's your right, here's your neckline, head, left, right, neckline. This one doesn't come down much, it just comes down a little bit, but nonetheless, the chart pattern is there, yes. So there's that. Also, I wanted to show you on this before we go on to the the earnings and the fundamentals. Where are you? Yes, here you are. Note this. You see these bars right here, bars right there. These are called the trading volume bars. The taller the trading volume bars, the more trading there was that day. And you'll see right here how there's less price action. These things, the trading volume often goes with the price action. The more price action, the more trading volume. The less price action, boom, down here, you see less trading volume right there, okay? And so when you look here on TradingView and you see the volume, 493,000, that represents the trading volume, okay? And market cap is at 3.74 trillion. And then, yes. Greetings, Shane 375. Yes, from Australia. So where in Australia are you? Let me know. And then over here, market cap is at 3.73 trillion. And let's go here to the earnings. Now, there's quarterly, there's yearly, there's both. And which one do you look at? Well, that all depends on you and your strategy and what you're doing at the time. Both can be important, but oftentimes it's the annual that's more important. But we'll look at both, okay? So, Shane, Melbourne, sounds good. Yeah, welcome. If there's a ticker or something that you want me to look at, let me know. Otherwise, enjoy the show. Anyway, greetings and welcome. This is a educational channel, so we're just here breaking down all the U.S. markets and headlines, and then showing some of the major companies in the TradingView. Yeah, so enjoy. So right now, if you're looking at Apple, Q1, Q2, Q1 of 2026, Q4 of 25, and Q3, we're all above the expectations. So that's a very positive thing for if you're looking at the earnings report. Now, earnings report, cool, Shane, thank you very much. And then if you look right here at the annual side, again, this is the annual. So even if you have a bad quarter or two, you can still come out with a great annual earnings report. 2025, as you'll see, again, if you look, let's see, maybe you can't see over here, but if you look, the blue bars, for example, are representing the actual received earnings, and the gray bars, that's what was expected from Wall Street. So you want the blue bars to be higher than the gray bars, basically, to put that in simple terms. So 2025, if you're looking at the thing behind me, definitely the reported earnings were higher. 2024, the same thing. 2023 also. So you can summarize by saying that all 3 years, last 3 years for Apple annually surpassed earnings expectations. Yeah. Now, just because you have a good earnings report doesn't mean that you have good profits or good income or good revenue. So keep that in mind. Let's go check out Apple's revenues and profits. Yes. Welcome to everyone who's joining. This is the educational channel. We talk about everything U.S. markets and headlines, and we break it down and we keep it fun. We promise it's not going to be too boring. As you can see here, 2024 and 2025, all the revenues, the profits, the income, it was all good, all green, except for net income in 2024 was red, it was negative. Now, here's what I want to point out to you. In 2023, if you look behind me, 2023 was a terrible year for Apple in terms of revenue, profit, and income. But that's, if you go back here to the earnings report, earnings 2023 had a good earnings report. It beat the estimates and it looked good. So that's why I say, hey, just because the earnings are good doesn't mean your profits or your income is going to be good. So that was 2023. It was a bad year. Yeah. Let's see. Shane from Melbourne, let me know, what are some of the companies that you're looking at, or what are some of the sectors that you're interested in? Yeah, let me know. And over here, let's go back. That was Apple. Some people look at the forecast. I don't. I don't think there's a whole lot of merit into it, but maybe there is, but I don't. Take it with a bucket of salt, maybe a bag of salt, but yeah, there it is if you want it. And then back here, let's go back, that's Apple. So again, we looked at Apple. Why? Because they're acquiring this new video editing company, Motion VFX. Yeah, so let's go on to Amazon. Why are we looking at Amazon? Because Amazon just rolled out their 1 hour and 3 hour delivery as ultra fast shipping trend grows in the US. Yes. So 3 hour delivery is available in 2,000 cities, while 1 hour delivery is also available in hundreds of those areas as well. And over 90,000 products are available for 3 hour delivery, and they are testing. They're testing with 30-minute deliveries by drone, trying to launch the drone thing. And Walmart claims it can deliver 95% of American goods in under 3 hours. And again, this is not a script, this is my own notes here. I spend copious amounts of time working on this, so hopefully you'll enjoy this. And so again, Walmart claims it can deliver 95% of American goods under 3 hours. Instacart, DoorDash, Uber also offer products in 2 hours. And Prime membership actually, check this out. So for example, for those of you on a Prime, Amazon Prime membership, they give you a discount for the 1 hour delivery. Now let me tell you about this. For a 1 hour delivery, they charge $10, but if you're not a member of Prime, they charge $19.99. For 3 hours, if you're a member, it's $4.99, and if you're a non-member, it's basically $15, okay? So let me ask you, for those of you watching, would you pay $10? Would you pay $20 for 1 hour delivery? Would you pay $5? Would you pay $15 for 3 hour delivery? How much would you pay for these deliveries? So yeah, that's that. And looking here at, let's go to Amazon. Let me clear this up. The Mikado. No. Shane, I got you. Hold on. Let me write those down. Occidental Petroleum. That sounds like a good one. Occidental Petroleum. Is that a publicly traded U.S. company? I'll make sure that. Just to make sure. I know what you're talking about. I just can't remember if it's publicly traded or not. And DaVita Healthcare, because this is all for. Okay, Shane, thank you very much. DaVita Healthcare. Perfect. I'll add those up. The Mikado, I'm cheap. I know what you mean. I hear you. I share the same sentiment. All right. And if you guys have a ticker or something, just drop it in the comments. Let me know. I'll be sure to look at it. So that was Apple. Let me reload this and let's look at Occidental Petroleum. Unity Software. We can do that too. Unity Software. Got it. Shane, you're making my job fun here. All right. Unity Software. All right. Boom. Okay, let me adjust some of the timings on this. And right now, this is the 1 day chart. Again, I encourage you when you're doing your own analysis to adjust it from 1 day to 1 minute. You'll see different patterns pop up, and you can compare them with each other. So compare what you see on the 1 day, compare what you see on the 1 minute, etc. Right here, we're looking at Unity Software because it was requested. A little bit about Unity Software, go down here. It engages in the developing video gaming software. It also provides software solutions to create, run, and monetize interactive real-time, two-dimensional and three-dimensional content for mobile phones. Oh, interesting. Tablets, consoles, etc. Cool. All right. So here we go. RSI sitting here at about 42, still pretty neutral, and that's why up here, when you go to the price chart, you'll see that it's actually consolidating basically right now. Here you are, right there. You can see it right behind me in the screen. There's a consolidation, and you can see on the RSI it's staying neutral right there. When it stays neutral right there, you have the consolidation, meaning basically it's not moving, continuing, and then all of a sudden, bang, it dropped right here. Now let me show you if I can find a couple of chart patterns that jump out at me. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, here's one you can see. For example, on Occidental or Unity software, here's your head, here's your left shoulder, here's your right shoulder. Now here's your neckline, and you can see right there, the head and shoulders, the neckline right behind me. It doesn't really break out, but let me see. Over here, if you look right here, here's your head, here's your left shoulder, here's your right shoulder, and you have a slanted neckline right there. Then that's part of the reason for that downward breakout, because the head and shoulders is supposed to break out and go down, and sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Now, here's it zoomed in. If you zoom out, what do you see? You kind of see right here. It's hard to see, but got it. Oh, I like that. Art Van Lay, is silver going back over $100? If not, I'm I love it. I love it. Art Van Delay. I love that question because I invest in silver and I invest in gold, and I follow that very well. I share your same sentiment, but I always believe that where I've been believing for many years that gold and silver have a long way to go, especially with how silver is used in industrial use. It's used, even used right now. All the electronics with all the bombs and the missiles and stuff for the defense, all that is there's silver in all that. And every time we do some of the bad things that we do, there is silver involved. And also for solar, for anything, it's used. Heck, even in your phones, even in the equipment, electronics, it's all used. So I share your sentiment, and it just, for example, right now oil is becoming more and more valuable, right? And the dollar is tied also to oil. So when you compare gold and silver to the dollar, because the dollar is getting stronger, that also means that gold and silver are actually dropping in value. Let's see, Shane, gold up to, okay, and that's in US dollars? I didn't know that. Wait, did I get my information wrong? Hold on, because wait, Shane, is that 5,200 US or Aussie dollars? Let me know, because you're over there in Melbourne, right? If I remember right, yeah. Because I just thought I checked. Hold on, you make me get Oh, okay, that's the Aussie. Okay, that's how I was like. I just checked it. Did something happen? Okay, here. Where is it? Yeah, for example, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's what I mean. Okay, that's the Aussie dollar. In gold, it's actually dropping down to 4,800, 4,900, thereabouts. You can see it. I just pulled it up on Kitco right behind me. So, yeah. So that's also because it's the value of oil is up, so the value of the dollar is up. So again, compared with that with gold is going down. Same thing with silver. Yeah, and let's see. Occidental is one of Warren's big buys. Got it. But yeah, Art Vandelay, I can talk all day about silver and gold. Actually, if you want, there's a lot. For example, if you want, you can go to my homepage there, you'll find, if you go to my homepage, you'll find a link on my YouTube homepage. You can send me an email if you want. We can talk more about gold and silver there if you like. It's up to you, but there's always that option, because there's, for example, there's some stuff that I cannot always talk about during the live stream because of the algorithm. Yeah, but anyway, there's that. All right, let's go back here to Unity software. Dun, dun, dun. And here we are, Unity software. Let me show you a couple other chart patterns before we go on. Dun, dun, dun. Block, Yvette, block AI algorithm. Is that a, for example, Taylor, thanks for the like. Yvette, thanks for the like. Yvette, block AI algorithm. Let me. Is that a? Tell me more about that. I'm missing something. Is that a question or a ticker or what? I didn't quite understand your message. Okay, and here we go back to Unity software. Dun, dun, dun. And let's see. I thought of averaging down on some of the gold stocks about a week ago. I'm glad I chickened out. I'm glad I chickened out. Got it. Yes. I appreciate the good humor in the comments as well. Anyway, okay, there's a couple of chart patterns. Here's another one. Here's a reverse head and shoulders. This one has actually a lot of head and shoulders. Here's a reverse. Dun, dun, dun. Boom. And there's the neckline. There's, yeah, some chart patterns have more double tops and double bottoms. This one definitely has a lot more head and shoulders. Here's another head, left side, right side. Here's your neckline right there. It breaks the neckline. Let's see, Taylor. Hope you have a good day too. Dun dun dun. Yeah, I appreciate it. Enjoy as well. And okay, so there's the head and shoulders, couple of chart patterns, and there's a lot more head and shoulders in this chart. So that's Unity software has a lot of head and shoulders, and they're just dropped. The market corrected and came down. Now, also, I want to show you this. You'll see right here, you have a lot of the trading volume right there. Those are the trading volumes. So those are the bars that mean how much trading volume is going on. And you'll see that when there's more trading volume, there's actually more price action as well. I help, Yvette, I help with algorithms. That is a hashtag for my people to run. Oh, cool. Thanks, Yvette. Appreciate that. Yeah. Have a good day as well. Good. Okay. So right now, volume is at 561,000. Market cap is at 8.82 billion. And then let's go to more. Let's see. And Yvette, if you want to tell me more about algorithms, be free to. Like, I am definitely not any kind of an expert with algorithms, and actually, I don't even know how algorithms on TikTok or anything work. To be honest, people, I just hear, oh, a like is good, a share is good, all this stuff is good, and I'm like, okay, explain how that works, and then like, oh, it gives you more traffic and stuff. I don't know, okay, but yeah, always be free to share anything more about that if you want. Let's see, can you Explorer 649. The best thing for you to do is probably just to keep watching the channel and continue to get educated, because that's the best way I can help you. Okay, so Explorer 649, enjoy the show. There's that. IU, hello again. Good to have you. And okay, here's the earnings for Unity software quarterly. All 3 quarters surpassed expectations. Go to the annual part. Annually, 2025, 2024, and 2023. All years, previous years, surpassed earnings expectations from Wall Street. And the statements wise, we go here. Go click on the annual. And so for Unity software, for revenue, gross profits, income, etc., last 3 years, 2023, 2024, and 2025 were all great, except for 2024's total revenue and gross profit. Otherwise, everything was in the green. IU, let me know if there's something I can do for you as well. And that was Unity software. And let's go to Occidental Petroleum. Why not? Can you see my previous chat? UGAGW. Can you see my previous chat? I guess not. Sorry, did I miss something? Did you send me another message? Yugua 4570. Tell me, what was your previous chat? I'm sorry. Okay, then right here, let's go to Occidental Petroleum. Here we are. Right here. Okay, Occidental. Everything oil right now is in the news and interesting right now. Okay, Occidental Petroleum engages in the exploration and production of oil and natural gas. It operates through the following segments: oil, gas, chemical, midstream, and marketing. The oil and gas, okay. It was founded in Texas. Cool. All right, let's look at this. This ought to be interesting. Right now, let's look at the RSI, Relative Strength Index. Again, this is one that can really help you as far as understanding the price charts. See right here, it's at about 70, which is the overbought. And again, as you can see, it can stay overbought for a long time before market corrects. And right now, the price chart on this is almost like a hockey stick going straight up, as you can see there. And that's been ever since December 18th. It just went straight up. So if you're into Occidental Petroleum, there you go. Simulation press start. Hello. Simulation press start. Hello. Welcome to the channel. Again, this is an educational channel. We're just here to share information. So if there's something that, if there's a ticker you want to see, let me know. Welcome. Okay, now let's look at a couple price charts right here. Oh, here's one. I want to show you this because this is what we call, I don't get to see this a lot, but this is your consolidation, continuation, right here in the center part, right there. You see there's kind of like an invisible ceiling, invisible floor, or you can call it the resistance and the support. You see that right down there in the RSI as well. Dingo 226. What's the market for poison dart frog imports? I like it. Thank you, Dingo. Keeping it fun. I appreciate it. Yeah, good stuff. Poison dart frog imports. That's good. Anyway, rock and roll, man. But anyway, here's your consolidation, your continuation chart. As you can see, it's not going anywhere. It stays there until it finally breaks out. And then over here, let me give you another one. Here's your reverse head and shoulders right here. This one has a very slanted neckline. Boom, right there. And it does go up, but not that much. Give me 1 second on that. Give me 1 second. Let me finish this. And okay, here is what we call basically a double top, as you can see right here. Here's your double top, and then boom, it goes down right there. Double top, and it goes down, and then oh, here we go. Here's your All right, let's carry on. Let's go to the fundamental side of it right here. Okay, again, here's your trade volume bars. It's going up because there's more price action on the price chart. And then right here, right now, there's less trade volume because it's consolidating or basically stabilizing. So right now the volume is only at 2.9 million. Market cap is at 57.5 billion. And then right here on your earnings side, high companies they really make big moves. Quarterly, we're sitting here Q4, Q3, and Q2. All quarters actually beat earnings expectations. Same thing right here with the annual 2025, 2024, and 2023. Actually, 2023 just equaled earnings expectations, but 2024 and 2025 beat the expectations. And again, just because you have great earnings doesn't mean that you're going to have great profit or income. Okay, now right here, let's go here. Total revenue, again, like I said, just because you have good earnings doesn't mean you're going to have good revenue, profit, or income. So right here, it's all negative actually. If you look at this chart for Occidental income, your revenue, gross profit, boom, 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 it's all negative. So there's that. And DaVita Healthcare, let's go here. DaVita, Healthcare. Hold on. DaVita, there we go. Yeah, simulation, present, investor day trade. One of the things I do follow a lot is gold and silver. I can talk to you a lot about that. You can go see Jesse Dolby. He is not okay at this moment. You can either even seem disturbed. Thanks for your time, sir. Okay, I'm not sure what that message means. You go on 457. He is not okay at this moment. Anyway, thank you for your time as well, I guess. I'm not sure what that means, but yeah, for example, I do invest in gold and silver, and I've been following that for many years, actually. I remember I was actually buying silver back when it was, $16, $18, $19 an ounce. And I actually remember it wasn't actually too long ago when silver was still $30 and $33 an ounce. Those were the days, right? And now look what's happened. And especially if you look at what gold has done in the last 2 years, yeah. Oh, Art Vandelay. Yes, actually, wait, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm trying to. Isn't Sprott? Isn't that Rick Rule? Or am I getting that name mixed up with some other channel? But I thought Sprott was Rick Rule, or maybe Sprott just interviews Rick Rule a lot. Anyway, I forget, but I definitely enjoy some of what Rick Rule says. Since you mentioned Sprott, I also listen to a lot of what Andy Sheckman says as well. So yeah, it's a lot to always follow and keep up with, but I find it interesting. I thought Sprott. So did Rick Rule used to work with Sprott, and he branched away? Didn't Rick Rule have some affiliation with Sprott? I thought he mentioned that in an interview one time. No, Sprott is a huge investor, but okay. So there's no correlation between Rick Rule even in the past with Sprott or anything like that. I thought somehow I had them put together, but maybe not. Anyway, okay. Dun. He has some silver. Yeah, I'm looking at it. Okay. Anyway. Okay, so looking back here at DaVita Incorporated. Okay, here we go. Here we are, looking right here at the RSI. Bang. Sitting right here at 56. You can see that right here, right now, very, very neutral, 56, and you can see that in the price chart as well. Looking over here, right here, let me adjust this a little bit, the volume wise. Yeah, you can see it just jumped up. DaVita Incorporated, check this out. Okay, so DaVita Incorporated engages in the provision of medical care services. It operates through two segments: U.S. dialysis and related lab services, and other ancillary services. Okay, interesting. Oh, this is cool. And it just okay, for the person that asked about DaVita Healthcare. For the person that asked about DaVita Healthcare, this is interesting. Why do you know why it just jumped up recently here? Was it February 2nd? Look at the chart. How long have you been in this one? I'm just curious. Shane 375. I invest in fertilizer companies. No fertilizer, no food. Yes. Actually, that's an interesting question. I like that. Or that's an interesting point. Give me your thoughts since you mentioned fertilizer. I'm just curious. Give me your thoughts about about like Monsanto and glyphosate, Roundup, stuff like that. You don't have to be. I'm just curious if that's a big deal in Australia or if it's only an American thing. Because you're in Melbourne right now, maybe they don't even have that over there. I don't know. But is it a big topic over there? Is it even used over there, or not sure? Yeah. Okay, here we are looking at DaVita. You can see they recently just jumped up. And okay, here's a couple of charts for you. Okay, again, here's a double top, and it breaks out and it goes down. Bang, right here. Bang, you can see that right there. Double top and bang, it goes down. And if I missed your comment, I'm sorry. I'll try to do my best to answer everyone's. And also, here's your double bottom. Like I said, sometimes the double bottoms and the double tops cancel each other out. There it is, double bottom, double top right there. And okay, yes. Here is your here's your head, and then your left shoulder and your right shoulder. Here is your neckline, head, left shoulder, right shoulder, neckline. There it is. It doesn't break out too much, but it does a little bit. Okay, and there's that. That's enough for price charts on that one right now. Let's go over here just to give you an idea of the trading volume right here. Boom. You see right here, the trading volume goes up as the price action goes up. Okay. Shane, yes, we have GMO crops. Okay, so is it a big topic of concern over there, or nobody really cares? Because it's over in the U.S., it's actually kind of a big topic of concern, actually. But there was, I don't want to get political with this, but yeah. Anyway, I was just curious. So right now, there's less trading volume because there's less price action, as you can see right there. Volume is at 53.8 thousand. Market cap is at 10.09 billion. And right here for earnings. Quarterly, Q4 beat the expectations, Q2 beat the expectations. However, Q3 missed it. Generally, when you look at annually, that's more important. 2025, 2024, 2023. So all last 3 years you can summarize by saying yes, people don't like it, but people don't like it, but farmers do. Got it. Thank you for saying it like that. Interesting. 2024 just equaled earnings expectations. Otherwise, the other 2 years beat the expectations. And if we go here again, just because you have good earnings doesn't always mean you're going to have good profit and revenue and income. Okay. Okay, now looking here at the earnings, for example, statements. Now, do the statements match with the earnings? let's see. Pretty much yes, except for 2025, you had negative pre-tax and negative net income. But yeah, everything else, 2023, 2024, all green, all good. And in this case, that's why I say the earnings do match with the revenue and the profit. Yeah. So there's that, but it doesn't always work that way, but it does. So yeah, there's DaVita. Let's see. Yeah, Shane. Russia has banned GMO for good reasons. Yeah, I wasn't. I was trying to be more. How do you say, diplomatic? I didn't know which your thoughts were on that. So for now, I understand that. So you're not a fan of GMO either. I'm also not really a fan. That's why I was trying to politely ask. In Italy, you can eat pizza and don't need to lay down. Yes, yes, Shane. Actually, that's 100% true. Yes, exactly right. I've actually, it's the same way. If you go to Prague in the Czech Republic, you can, yeah, you can eat and eat and you don't feel the same way. I know exactly what you mean. It's interesting. Thanks for sharing that because I share the same sentiment. I was just trying to be polite. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. And let's see. If you have, let's see. Hey, are you Greener 762? Yes, yes. If you have a question, for example, we're looking at U.S. Publicly traded U.S. tickers right now. If you have a question about a publicly traded U.S. company, feel free to drop it in the comments. We just got doing DaVita Incorporated. Back to the chart. Also, we just got done doing Apple, and let's take a look at Amazon as well. Why are we doing Amazon? Because Amazon just got their 1 hour and 3 hour delivery. And what did you eat? Where did you? Greener 762. Your humor is appreciated and always welcome. Thank you very much. Good times. Amazon right here. Okay, looking at the chart pattern for Amazon. Dun, dun, dun. Here we are. All right. Second here. Okay, here we go. The 1 day chart for Amazon. As I'm trying to change this a little bit. There we go. You'll see right here if anyone's interested in Amazon. The RSI right here is sitting at 50, which is very, very neutral. And and for example, if any of you have questions that you want to ask and you don't want to do it in the live stream or something, you can always go to my profile page. On my profile page, there's an email, and you can always just contact me there by email if you want, or send me a message, whatever you want to do. But you can always reach out to me that way. Right here, for example, you'll see the consolidation right here on the RSI, and the same thing right here. For example, right there, it's very, very neutral. Same thing here. Again, you have that invisible ceiling and invisible support right there. And also, I face it, anything to do with energy makes money, power, gas, tires, and let's face it, anything to do with energy. Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I kind of share the same sentiment, Shane. Yeah. Okay, there is that right here. And double top right there. And the double top, as we know, it goes down. So there's a double top and it goes down. And then here is, where is my, there's a lot of head and shoulders in here. I'm gonna give you a nice pattern that jumps out. Here's your, yeah, basically right here, you can see this one. Here's your head, left side, right side, head and shoulders, and then bang, it jumps out. Head and shoulders, neckline, bang, it jumps out and goes down, okay? Let me try to do. Okay, here we go. Here's another one. Oh, here's a reverse head and shoulders that actually does break out and go up a little bit right here. Bum, bum, bum. And here's here's the head and shoulders that balances it out right here. Here's your neckline. And then here's, again, right here. Boom. See the head and shoulders that balances it out? Here's head and shoulders to go down. Here's a reverse head and shoulders to go up right there. Okay. And let's go. That's enough with Amazon. Let's go back over here. Okay. And you notice right here, it finally market corrected and came down. And then right here, you see right here, the trading volume jumped up. And then right here, the volume right there got lower. So right now the volume is at 5.5 million. Market cap is at 2.29 trillion. And then right here, quarterly, if you want to look at the earnings, my grandparents were multimillionaires heirs. They were also tight as tight, yeah. Got it. Multimillionaires. Now, for example, Shane, your grandparents were in Melbourne, and in what, if I may ask, what sector were they in? Like, and is that business still going, or is that a business of the past? It's no longer here. I'm asking that because AI technology has changed everything, so businesses come and go all the time. So that's why I'm asking, like, is it a business from the past? Is it a business that's still going now? What sector was it in? I'm just curious. Thanks for bringing that up. So right here, Amazon quarterly, Q4, just missed it. And then right here, Q3, Q2 beat expectations. Annually, right here, 2025, beat expectations for the year. So did 2024 and 2023 right there. And then right here, still, again, all 3 years, if you summarize that, all 3 years had positive earnings reports that beat the market. I never asked them who they invested with. He was a race. I never asked them who they invested with. He was a race course bookmaker. Looking to gamble, needs some AI. Okay. A race course bookmaker. Tell me about that, Shane. A race course bookmaker. Simulation looking to gamble. Simulation looking to gamble. I love that. Yeah. Okay, so look here at the statements for Amazon. Basically, Amazon also, their earnings report actually is the same as their revenue and profit. It's not always that way, but this time it is. 2023, 2024, and 2025, all green, all looking good. Horse races. He was a horse. Shane, horse races. So he was betting on horse races? Is that what you mean? I can't quite follow. He was a race horse bookmaker, I guess. I'm not really. Anyway, thank you, Shane. So yeah, here's Amazon. And again, I don't really look too much at the forecast, but if you want to, there's the forecast right there. Again, take this with a bucket of salt. Okay. Hey, Troy, how are you? Good to have you. Let me know if there's a ticker you want to look at. So that's Amazon. Taking bets. A bookie. Oh, okay, yeah, gotcha. Thanks, Shane. Anyway, and are there still a lot of horse races over there in Melbourne now, or has that also changed? There's Amazon. Now, after Amazon, one of the headlines we're going to talk about is NVIDIA. Why NVIDIA? Because NVIDIA's got headlines for lots of things right now. Okay, so here we are looking at horse racing. Horse racing is big here. Interesting, Shane. So are you into that as well, or not so much? So here's one of the headlines. NVIDIA announces Vera Rubin Space One chip system for orbital AI data centers. What does this really mean? Well, this also includes names like Axiom Space, StarCloud, and Planet Labs. So Vera Rubin's, it's a one model chips. They're engineered size and weight and power for the environment of space. Remember, in space, they have unlimited solar power, basically. And that's also what Google's Project Suncatcher was about, exploring the concept of computing in space. And also, here's another one with NVIDIA. They just talked about they are receiving orders now from China for their H200 chips. If you remember, these things had a lot of back and forth with politics and basically tariffs and things like that. It's like here it says China provided the U.S. got a 25% cut of the sales. Again, it's like then they said no, then they said yes, and it looks like now they have the go ahead to restart the manufacturing of those to send to China. So that's interesting. Yeah, we have received purchase orders and we're in the process of restarting our manufacturing. No, I'm okay. Let's be real. Yes, okay. No, I'm a C. I'm a carpenter. Okay, gotcha, Shane. I'm a carpenter. I build stuff. What's some of the stuff that you like to build or do build? Okay, so here's NVIDIA talking about their H200 chips going to China. This is a big one. And also NVIDIA is talking about their Vera Rubin Space 1 module for what they're going to be doing in space. Let's take a look here at NVIDIA. Boom, boom, boom. Right here, NVIDIA. Got it. All right. Dun, dun, dun. Let me adjust this a little bit. Okay, so here's NVIDIA and it's on the 1 day time. So right here, looking at NVIDIA, RSI is at 48. 48 is very, very neutral. And you can see that right here in the price chart as well. Boom, boom, boom. Right here, neutral, and it's been neutral in the RSI. So you kind of get the same thing right there. Now, right over here, let's look at this price chart. Let me see if I can change this to see some of that. Yeah, for example, right here. Let me get you a better one than this. Hold on. Just bring this down, you can see more. Okay, for example, right here, you have your double top right here, double top, double bottom. Again, remember how I said the double top and the double bottoms often, what does each color of the graph mean? For example, if you're talking about the candles, Trey, are you talking about the candles or which part, which do you mean? The green candles and the red candles of the graph. Okay. Oh, each part of the graph. Maybe I read that wrong. Graph? Okay. So for example, the graph, you have the price chart here. Trey, this is the price chart. And then down here, this is the trade volume. How much trade is actually happening that day. I see green. Sorry. Yeah, Trey. For example, basically it's green and red. The green candles are positive and going up. The red candles are negative and going down. Basically, that's the simplistic idea of it. So, yeah. Good questions, Trey. And here we are. Yeah. So here, let me spread this out. If you spread this out and zoom it out, you'll see different patterns emerge. And basically right here, you kind of see the makings of, here's your head. Again, here's another head and shoulders. It doesn't really break out, but it's still there. My old house, knocked them down, replaced them with a new townhouse, live in it for 12 months, then sell it. Interesting. I like that. So there's got to be some kind of tax advantage or tax reason. You live in it for at least a year and then sell it. I think I've heard about similar things in the US. I just don't know the tax laws as to why they do it. Let me know about why. So what happens after you live in it for 12 months? You know, you don't sell it after 6, you sell it after 12. I'm assuming there's something there's a financial advantage for doing that. Let me know. And yeah, also, by the way, Troy, if you have other questions about the charts or anything, you can always go to my profile. There's a link there to my email address. You can send me an email if you want as well. That's also an option. Contact me there, send me a message, whatever, it's fine. And then right here again, look at the consolidation. The consolidation goes with the trade volume, very low trade volume. Right now, NVIDIA's trade volume is only at 41.2 million. Market cap is at 4.43 trillion. And right here, you'll see quarterly, no capital gains. That's it. Yeah, that's it. So after 12 months, there's no capital gains. Boom. Yes, I know what you mean. I think I've heard similar things. I can't remember if it's capital gains or something else, but I think I've heard similar stuff in the US as well. But yeah. So NVIDIA for quarterly, boom, right here. You have Q4, Q3, and Q2, all doing better than expected on earnings. Annually, 2025, 2024, and 2023 were also annually better than the earnings expected on Wall Street. Yes, And then for NVIDIA, let's see if the statements are the same as the earnings. Let's see, NVIDIA 2023, 2024, and 2025. For revenue, profit, income, yes, it was all green, all looking good. It doesn't always work out that way, but in this case it does. Yeah, NVIDIA, yeah. All right, and what's the next? Oh yeah, we want to look at Qualcomm. Let's go back here. Shane, if you have other tickers, or Trey, if you have other tickers, let me know. I'm happy to look them up for you. Qualcomm, here we go. Qualcomm, they're doing buybacks for $20 billion shares. Yeah, the largest maker of smartphones processors plans to buy back 20 billion worth of shares and is raising its quarterly cash dividend as an effort to bolster shareholder returns. Quarterly dividend rises from 89 cents to 92 cents. As company shares went up 3%. So that's Qualcomm, okay? The largest maker of smartphone processors. Let's take a look at them. Here's the 1 day Qualcomm right here. Okay, Qualcomm right here. And as you'll see down here, the RSI is sitting at 34. As you can see for Qualcomm, it actually market corrected and came down. And then right here, it came down and then it came back up right there. You can see that, yeah, right there. Now, let's look at these chart patterns. Okay, so here we are, a double top basically right here. If you zoom in, right there, bring this down, you can see it better. Here's your double top, bang, bang. There's your double top, if you can see that, and that's right there, boom, it comes down. And then also, right here, here's your reverse, left shoulder, right shoulder, kind of a slanted neckline. There's your slanted neckline, and boom, it goes up right there. Yeah. And then over here, here's another double top for you right here. Boom, boom. And then right over here. Oh, here's a good one. Okay, zoom in, it doesn't look as good. Zoom out, and here is your, yeah, this just jumps out. Here's your head right here, and then left shoulder, and then right shoulder, bang. And then this one does drop down. You can really see that one. That's a really good head and shoulders that shows up. Just subscribe. You're a cool guy, generally can't stand investment. Oh, Shane, love it. Thank you very much for that. I do appreciate it. Generally can't stand investment people. Yes. Well, I try not to be the typical, I kind of share your sentiment and I appreciate that. Uh, yeah, I think I kind of know what you mean. It's, yeah, I don't want to say anything, but yeah, I get it. Thanks, Shane. I appreciate it. I appreciate the dialogue. Feel free to share other stuff too, because I actually, when I was much younger, I grew up on a farm, and we had to do a lot of physical labor as well. So I wouldn't say I'm a carpenter, but I've had to help out on some of those projects. So yeah, it's always nice to hear that kind of stuff. So, and it's nice to hear what you're doing over there. And funny how when you talked about no capital gains after 12 months, how it's similar. I don't know what the rule is, but like I've heard about similar stuff over in the U.S. So it's kind of interesting how countries' tax systems or financial systems are a lot of times they're kind of similar in certain ways. So okay, here's a reverse head and shoulders, and this one goes up, bang, right there. There and okay, and let's see there. Let me check out some of the more chart patterns right here. If you zoom in, you'll see this one right here. This is a double bottom, and bang, it goes up like it's supposed to right there. See the double bottom, and then bang, it goes up. Let me circle that so you can see it. Right there. Okay. Again, if there's questions that you want to ask me that you are not comfortable or that you want to ask more privately, you can always go to my profile. There's on my profile page, there's an email link there, or you can send me a message, whatever you want to do, whatever's easier, or however you want to do it. Options are there, so you can always reach me directly if you want. Yeah, that's Qualcomm. Let's go over here. If you're not familiar with Qualcomm, they're the ones that engage in developing, commercializing foundational technologies, basically for mobile devices. And right now, as you can see, their chart just went down. And look at the trading volume, how it correlates. When there's price action, again, switch to these trading bars. Here's a monster trading bar right there. But right now, there's very little, as you can see there. So right now, the volume, the trade volume is at 1.82 million. Market cap is at 139 billion. And then right here, quarterly Q1 of 2026, yes, it beat the market expectations. And Q4 also beat it. Q3 also beat it right there. But annually, if you look at annual right here, 2025, 2024, and 2023, all of those beat the expectations annually, year over year, so that's good. Now, does Qualcomm have the same thing on their revenue and profit? Yeah, this is interesting. I want you to notice this. So looking at 2023 for Qualcomm, and compare that to right here, you have the 2023. Look at this. So the reported on the earnings side, you had good earnings, but over here on the statements, when you look at 2023, even though the earnings statements were good, the revenue, the profit, and income was terrible, right? So all in the red. You can see that right behind me. Now, for example, 2024 and 2025, however, were much better. Everything was green and good except for net income. And again, let's look at how that compares right here with the earnings. In this case, 2024 and 2025 had good earnings. That's why I say just always look at all the information because it's, there's a lot going on, a lot of moving pieces, and some people care about certain information more, others care about different information. I think it's good to use all of it, so just be aware of that. So that's Qualcomm. Also, one of the ones I want to talk to you about is MasterCard. Why? 1 second, let me grab a drink. Okay. MasterCard is acquiring stablecoin startup BVNK in a $1.8 billion bet in future payments. Let's see. I'll be watching Qualcomm. Good. Um, well, I do enjoy the tech scene. So in general, it's part of something I look at. But am I focusing on it? No, not so much. But I do like the tech sector. It's very, to me, it's very exciting, very interesting. Not just because it's going crazy, but like also because the idea of having a data center in space, and the idea of going to space, and just the idea of where technology can take us. It's just this is a really exciting time to be alive, and everything is just growing and developing so fast. Maybe some might say it's a little bit scary at the same time, but also it's exciting too. So yeah, it's something to watch, but not I'm not particularly focusing on it like for in particular. But yeah, so MasterCard acquired stablecoin startup BVNK in a $1.8 billion bet, including $300 million in performance contingent payments. It is the biggest crypto deal ever. I know, Shane. All I know is one has to move with the time. Yes, exactly, Shane. Move with the times and keep up. That's a good man. That's a good quote, actually. One has to move with the times and keep up and keep current. Otherwise, you basically get left behind. Oh my God. Yeah, I've I've watched my parents struggle with that too. Tech is interesting right now. Yes, I agree. Um, you know, my if I could just give that message to my parents, has to keep up with the times and keep current. They don't really embrace technology that much. I understand they have their reasons, but technology has changed so much, and they didn't keep up, and it really kind of handicaps them in certain ways. But yeah, so I share your sentiment. But okay, it's the biggest crypto deal ever, and this gives MasterCard the world's second largest payment system behind Visa. Again, this is not a script, this is my notes here. I spend a lot of time working on this. The ability to connect traditional payment rails with emerging blockchain-based systems that will allow MasterCard to enmesh itself in payment systems involving stablecoins and tokenized deposits as they gain adoption. BVNK, founded in 2024 or 2021, sorry, has a valuation now of 750 million, and its platform supports transactions on blockchains in over 130 countries. BVNK has entertained also a takeover interest from Coinbase and MasterCard. And MasterCard is also interested in acquiring Zero Hash as well. So again, talk about technology and how it's changing. Fredward, yes, welcome. Greetings. We are actually talking about MasterCard right now and breaking down some of the headlines. What's up? Let's see, MasterCard. Yes, simulation MasterCard is in the headlines. Yeah, like AI has even taken over farming. No fencing. Okay, explain the. Okay, Shane. Taking over farming, no fencing needed now. Tell me what you mean by that. For example, if you're a cattle farmer, you still need fences, right? Or what do you mean? Did I miss something? Okay, so that's MasterCard. Let's take a look here. Dun. MasterCard. Dun. Oh, where's MasterCard? Oh, here it is. Okay. Why did the stocks go down? Okay. Fredward, why did the stocks go? Because they were harvested. Okay, Fredward, your humor is appreciated. Yes, because they were harvested. I appreciate it. I like it. Good times. Good to have you. Yes. keep the humor coming. I enjoy it. Yes, good stuff. Simulate. You think Mastercard? Um, oh, like simulation. You think Mastercard should be in crypto? That's news to me. Well, it's news to me too. I'm just sharing the headlines in the story. If you go to what is it? Yeah, this is on CNBC. Just look up CNBC. It's right there. So that's what I mean. It's that's why I'm sharing it with you, because I thought it would be something interesting. Like you said, it's news, and I wasn't really aware either. So yeah, I'm glad you caught that and glad you enjoy it. I meant stocks. Yes, I got you. Why was there no carpet left on TYNE New York Stock Exchange? Okay. Tell me why. Anyway, here's MasterCard. Dun, dun, dun. Yes. Yeah, if you guys are getting some kind of good information, or you're liking the content, I've been told, I'm not an algorithm expert here. I'm not an algorithm expert, but I've been told that likes, comments, shares help the algorithm, so it gets it out more. I've been told anyway. So feel free to do that. Let's see. Because it was a thank you very much. Why was there no carpet left? Yes, that's a good, very thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. Good stuff. Yeah, feel free to. And also, you can always send me go to my profile and contact me directly there if you want. There's different ways to do that, but always an option if you want to. Dun dun dun. And here we go. Okay, looking at MasterCard, the second largest payment system behind Visa. It's very, okay, good. Thanks for saying that, simulation. So I thought it was interesting too. I'm glad that I'm glad that you enjoy it, because I was like, oh, that's news to me as well. So good. We're on the same page. Okay, here we go. Right now, RSI for MasterCard is sitting at 35. And as you can see, the price just dropped here, but it's consolidating. And right here, right there, you can see a little bit of consolidation there. It's still a little bit low, but it's still pretty neutral too. Was that funny? I thought it was funny. There is no carpet. Anyway, good stuff. Yeah, I enjoy the humor, man. Okay, here we go. You gotta have a sense of humor with this stuff, right? If you spread this out, you can see here's the head, left shoulder, right shoulder, and there's the neckline. And dun. Wait, Shane, virtual fencing, cows wearing collar. Oh, okay. I've just barely heard slightly something about this. I can't really, yeah. So that's what I'm gonna say. Tell me how that works. So you have the collar around the cow, and then can you explain more about that, if you will? Because I've been around a lot of cattle farms when I was younger, so I can imagine that. But how does it work with the collar? How is the collar designed to keep it a certain way? Let me know. Like, how does you program the collar, but so there has to be some kind of signal where the collar will hit another signal and then zap the cow or something when it gets to a certain place. How would that work? Yeah, tell me more about that. Okay, here's MasterCard, and then here's a lot of head and shoulders, reverse head and shoulders. Here's one that jumps out. Here's your reverse head, left shoulder, right shoulder, and then neckline right there. Bang. Yes. There's no carpet. Yeah, thanks for the likes. And thanks for the humor. Here, let's go right over here. Okay. Zoom out right here. Here is your, boom, here's your reverse head, left shoulder, right shoulder, and then here's your neckline. And again, reverse head right here, left shoulder, right shoulder, neckline. Again, see with some of these necklines, they're very slanted. A lot of these necklines are not straight, shoulders, not straight necklines. So that's also, there can be diagonal necklines and things like that. Let's see. I subbed. I'll be around to get some stock news. Okay. Dingo. Dingo. Yeah, Dingo, what's going on? It's been a while. Hello to you too. What's up? What's up? Give me some news. What are you into right now? What are you looking at? Or what would you like to look at? Give me a ticker or give me a joke. Make it fun. There we go. Here's the reverse head and left shoulder, right shoulder. This one does have a good breakout. If you notice that right here, boom, here's your neckline breakout right there. Neckline breakout right there. Okay. Let's see. Greetings to everyone joining. This is the channel where we talk about everything U.S. markets, U.S. headlines, and we make it fun. Dingo, I love it. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yes, the humor is appreciated. And okay, here we go. MasterCard. Right now, you can see the trade volume right here. Boom, boom, boom. Here's your trade volume, and as you can see right now, trade volume is down a lot. Volume is at 513,000, and then market cap is at 438 billion. And then right here, the quarterly Q4, Q3, Q2. As you can see, all 3 quarters previously surpassed earnings expectations, and then right here annually, 2025. 2024, 2023 for the year. Tries to leave paddock. Shane tries to leave paddock. Wait, what? I don't understand. Tries to leave paddock. I meant to say. Okay, now I'm really lost. Sorry, Shane. I really don't understand. Let me know. Okay, so that's the earnings. So MasterCard has had good earnings last 3 years. What do the profits and revenues say? Actually, on MasterCard, the profits and revenues say the same thing. 2023, 2024, and 2025, all green right there. So revenue, profit, income, all green, just like the earnings. So looking at the last 3 years, good earnings and good revenues and profits. That's MasterCard. So another one we're going to look at right now is Uber. Why are we looking at Uber? Just to give you a heads up information on this, you might be interested. Just like you were interested in the MasterCard and crypto, Uber is also investing 500 million in Argentina. I wasn't aware of this, but yeah. Anyone who's interested in Uber, it's worth a look. They're going into Argentina with 500 million. So there's that. Got it. And let's take a look right here at Uber, if you will. Okay. Uber, which is right there. Got it. And also, if there is some other stock or a headline that you want me to look at, just be free to ask. And it's okay. Put it in the comments. Put it in the message, whatever you want to do. All that's fine. And then here we go. Or if there's if there's a chart pattern that you want to ask about, or if there's some indicator or something like that, you can always ask about that too. But here is Uber, and right now if we're looking at here 54 is very, very neutral, and right here you see that right here, neutral right here. Same thing right here. Yeah, right there, very neutral. The RSI right there is very, very neutral. You can see that. So it's reflected right there in the price chart. Okay. For everyone joining, welcome. This is a channel where we talk about everything U.S. markets and headlines. This is an educational channel, not a sales channel. So don't worry. You can calm down. Yeah, and we try to keep it fun. So enjoy the show. If you like markets headlines with humor, we don't take ourselves too seriously, right? Here's your reverse head and shoulder right here. And this one does neckline and break out and go up. You see this right there. Bang. There's the neckline breakup going out. Dun, dun, dun. P-A-K. Meaning. Paddock meaning. A small field or closure. Oh, question, Shane. I just looked up the word paddock. For example, a small field or closure. I don't think, maybe that's an Australian word. I can't remember ever using that word in the US, a paddock. But I know what you mean. It's just a small pasture. Paddock. Let me think of a synonym. Synonym for that. What would it be? A meadow. Yeah, we would say a meadow, a pasture, a field. Yeah, a small field. Actually, that's the first time. It's quite interesting, the verbiage that's used. Yeah, cows can't leave an area. It hooks up to a satellite. Wow, it hooks up to a satellite, and they get buzzed if they try to leave. Sorry, it's 2 a.m. in the morning here, and I'm a bit what year? I'm a bit what year? You would call it a field. Yeah, yeah, that's right. Question. Okay, so it's 2 a.m. there. I am a bit what year? What does what year mean? Or is that a misspelling? So here's my question. So if it's hooked up to a satellite, when you want to change the pasture, change the field, move them somewhere else, how do you do it? Like, you have to reprogram something, right? Because it's a program communicating with the satellite, correct? Something like that. How difficult or easy is that, and how techie do you have to be to do all that? I'm kind of curious. And the idea is pretty cool. I'm just curious, how does it work really good? Because cows, run through fences all the time because they're big and they get excited. Now, would a zap, if they're running, would a zap stop them? For example, how does a zapper on the neck stop a big animal like that from stopping? There's no visual. It's just a zap on the neck. And how strong does the zap have to be to really get their attention and make them stop? Like, do you know what I mean? Do you know where I'm coming from? I'm curious about that. Okay, so here's Uber Technologies, and we're talking about them because they're going into Argentina. And okay, here's another one right here. Let me show you this. Here's a here's your head and shoulder right here. Head and shoulder, bang, right there. And this one breaks out and goes down a little bit. You can see it right there. Here's also another head and shoulder pattern. You can see head, left shoulder, right shoulder right there. Yep. Okay, and then right here is a reverse head, left shoulder, right shoulder, bang. This one does break out right there and go up. You can kind of see the breakout on this one. Bum, 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 right there. And then here we go. Oh, this has got a slanted, bum, bum, bum. Here's your head, right shoulder, left shoulder, slanted neckline. And this one does drop a little bit there, okay? You can see those patterns. When they walk towards the no-go zone, it gets stronger. Oh, zap, it gets a stronger zap buzz. Okay, so they start to get zapped before they actually get there. Okay, they get a stronger and stronger zap. Okay, oh, interesting. Now, for example, you have my curiosity. Can the how do you say? Can the thing around their neck, can the signal tell if they're running or walking? Because, for example, if they're walking, I can see this being easy, right? Oh, they're just walking along, eating and grazing, whatever. They'll get some zaps. But let's say like you have a cow or a calf, you know, running and playing or doing whatever it does. Um, you would want it to be zapped well before it got near the fence. Otherwise, it would just go straight through the fence, through the invisible fence, right? And then how would it work if they went through the invisible fence? How would it get back? Would the program, how would the program be able to adjust? Because then you have to get it back. My question is, if they break through the invisible fence with the zap, then how do you get them back in? Is it complicated, or is it much easier than what I'm thinking it would be? And if they're running, I assume somehow the zap knows that they're running and somehow slows them down well before they get to the no-go zone, basically. Anyway, yeah, thanks for sharing that. Okay, here, just a couple more. I'll give, this is Uber. Let's go back here. This is enough with Uber. We've got more to talk about. But again, I just wanted to share this because they're investing into Argentina. And okay, right now the volume's at 3.1 million. And then right here, market cap's at 158 billion. And if we go here to the earnings side again, earnings quarterly, Q4, again, this one missed the expectations. Q3 was great though. Very good earnings on Q3 and Q2, equaled expectations. So annually, yeah, 2025 was not a good year for earnings. And as you can see, 2024 really had a good earnings report, and 2023 was good too. You would call, yes, one can manage livestock while at work with one's phone. Wow, that's interesting. I would, this is something I would love to hear more about. Again, I kind of grew up around a lot of farming cows, and I've seen some dairies too. So I can imagine the concept you're talking about. What I cannot really imagine is how it works in regards to you know, the other complications, like when you're changing pastures, or you know, when you have a cow running, or when you have a bull out of control, something like that, and you can manage it from your phone. I'm just curious. And so now it's like I can imagine, you know, these older farmers that are, you know, used to doing things the old way. You know, you give them a phone and they're like, you know, what is this thing? And these older farmers usually generally don't embrace technology that much usually. This would blow your mom and dad's mind. Yeah, exactly. Blow their minds. Blow the mums and dads' minds. Yes. They'd be like, this darn phone, you know, they just throw it in the trash and say, get the horses and let's go. You know, and they'd say the heck with all this technology. Yeah, they just wouldn't, it wouldn't work. But anyway, I appreciate it. Okay, looking here at the earnings for the year on Uber, 2024 was great, so was 2023. Let's go here to the profits and income. Actually, this is lined up pretty well. Interesting. What I want to show you is this on this one. This is Uber. 2025 didn't have a good earnings year. Its earnings were much less than expectations, but 2025, if you go here to profits and income, 2025 was still good for revenue, profit, and income. So actually the last 3 years were all great for revenue, profit, income. So that's Uber. Also, one thing I want to show you is this Meta. Meta launches the Meta just recently acquired Manus, right? And Manus launches the desktop app to bring its AI agent closer to your device. So for example, they're going to bring this AI agent onto your desktop, basically. And I just wanted to show you that. Yeah, right there, there's Manus. And right here, yeah. We've talked about Meta before, but just in case, here, let me show it to you right here. Here's Meta, bum, bum, bum. Yeah. So let me ask you this, Shane. Do many farmers there in Melbourne embrace technology like this, or is there much farming around you? Do you really are farmers pretty good at embracing this stuff in Australia, or not so much? And if so, what are some of the biggest complications with this technology and how it actually works in reality? What are some of the biggest, oh, yeah, it doesn't work so well with this, or oh, yeah, this is the worst part about it? What are some of those things? Oh, it's just come out. Ah, okay, got it. It's a brand new piece of technology. Got it. Thanks for sharing, Shane. Okay, here's Meta. I just want to show you this. And right here. Okay, right here. If you go right here, RSI sitting right here is at 39.40, and it's been that way for a while. You see, again, I want to show you this consolidation right here. There's the consolidation. You see that in the price chart right there, consolidation, and done. Okay, right here. What am I showing? Yeah, here it is. Here's the, again, chart pattern, reverse head, left shoulder, right shoulder. This one does not break out, but there's the pattern anyway, right there. And also, for example, where is it? Here is, oh, right here. Here is your head, left shoulder, right shoulder. And again, there's your head, left shoulder, right shoulder, and there's your neckline. That one does break out and go down, and that's enough for that. You can see, if you zoom in on this, you'll see right here, here's your double top, and it goes down. Shane, they're conducted, these trails now in, they're, and it's, okay, so they're experimenting on the trails now in South Gippsland, and it's working well. Okay, got it. I'm actually kind of curious about that. Working well, but what are the complications? Working pretty well, but I wonder what some of the challenges are. Anyway, thanks for sharing that. Okay, right here, as you can see with Meta right now, oh yeah, Meta's also in the news because what was it, just yesterday, the day before, they announced they're cutting 1/5, 20% of their workforce, I think it was. Where was that? Let me make sure I have it in my notes here. Oh yeah, Meta stock climbs 3% on the report of planned layoffs. They're going to lay off 20% of their workforce. My God, they have 79,000 employees, and they're going to lay off 20%, and their stock is already climbing because of the news. Remember, Meta laid off 11,000 jobs in 2022. Okay, so there's that. Now, what was I going to say? You notice right now, there's not much trading volume here. Right now, the volume is at 3.47 million, and the market cap is at 1.5 trillion. Going here to some of the earnings, right there. Yeah, some of the earnings quarterly. They had a great fourth quarter, terrible third quarter, and Q2 beat the earnings annually. 2025, as you can see, beat the expectations. 2024, also in 2023, also beat the. So the last 3 years, Meta beat the earnings expectations, yes. And for example, statements wise, it doesn't always work out this way, but yeah, the last 3 years, 2023, 2024, and 2025, for Meta, revenue, profit, income was all green, all positive the last 3 years, except for net income on 2025. Yeah, for all of you joining, this is a channel where we talk about everything U.S. markets, U.S. headlines. We make it fun, and we try to keep you entertained at the same time. And that's Meta, okay? And with that, I'd like to appreciate all the questions, all the dialogue, Shane, everyone else that asked some good questions. And who was it? Shane and Simulation, and also, there's another. Simulation, yeah. Shane, Mikado, Art Vandelay. See you tomorrow at the same time. Everyone, thank you very much for your comments and questions. See you tomorrow at the same time.